Me. Excuse me one moment, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, slags and scallywags. We've got a brief message from our sponsor to share with you.
Hey, banda, ¿cómo están, güeyes? Les presentamos lo más chingón del refresco Squirt. Y no mames, si quieres una chispa de sabor que te haga decir no manches, Squirt es la opción, carnal. Refrescante, sabroso y puro estilo chilango. A darle con todo, compitas. Squirt, más chingón que tu tía en la cocina. Dale, güey.
And ladies and gentlemen, you heard it, más chingón que tu tía en la cocina. Better than your aunt in the kitchen. Mexican squirt. Good for what ails you, ladies and gentlemen. If you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, try a little Mexican squirt. You can't get your woman off, try a little Mexican squirt. If you're feeling like you're in the doldrums and you just need a pick-me-up, a boost, try a little Mexican squirt, goddammit, and find yourself elevated into the stratosphere. If you doctor it up with a little bit of codeine, probably some promethazine, and go from there. But yeah, you'll probably need to doctor it up just a little bit. But that's neither here nor there, folks. Mexican Squirt provides the perfect base for any alcohol, any intoxicant that you'd like to add to it. Mexican Squirt will apply nicely. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have an interesting episode. We are going to focus on how to stud a horse. Now, this episode assumes that some of you are quite wealthy landowners, that possibly you possess horse farms, and most likely this makes you old money, makes you wealthy. Not any of this nouveau riche, none of this, rich today, gone tomorrow sort of thing. You come from money, goddammit, and therefore you have horses, you have geldings and the like, and you've got stallions, and you've got a particular stallion that's a real thoroughbred. He's got a real swinging dick to him, and you want to stud this stallion. So first off, you're not going to castrate the horse. You are going to keep the horse's balls intact. I can't stress that enough. You want to keep the balls intact. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I might add tonight we have one notable absence. Sonny is not with us tonight. He had better things to do than aim his career in a straightforward trajectory. I had laid out the plans for him. I'd basically given him the playbook, but he had better things to do. Fair enough. He's 18 years old. He's got plenty of experience. He knows what he needs to do. If I weren't lying to you right now, I'm about to
Really?
big
I was
squatch.
gone for a single show and you started slandering me?
Ah,
Mr. Bojangles will hear about this.
no, Squatch. No, we did not slander you, Squatch. We merely portrayed the truth about you, sir. And that was Sonny. That was particularly Sonny. I basically invited him to the forum to slander you, and therefore it's if you want to do a civil suit, you need to file it against Sonny. But I don't know how successful you'll be.
Rio.
We've got a call, ladies and gentlemen, from Rio. Good evening, Rio. How are you this evening?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing fair. I'm doing fair to middling. Fair to middling tonight. I would have Siskel and Ebert would give me 2 stars tonight.
That's nice. I mean, you just started anyway, so I guess 2 stars that makes sense.
You've got to build up. You've got to really, it's all about the motion of the ocean, not the size of the wave. So we're really going to bob and weave here. We're going to duck in, duck out. We're going to go in and out, and we're going to build up a rhythm, and then we're going to throw you guys off. And you're never going to know what's coming because we're unpredictable like that. We're unpredictable lovers, but that's what makes us so good in the sack, right?
Yeah, that's what makes the hedonism hotline the hedonism hotline.
So, my young hedonist, how do you fare this evening on the pleasure trail, sir? What ails you?
What I'm here for, I'm just here how to stud a horse.
You're here how to stud a horse. Do you have a stable? Do you have some mares that you need to impregnate? What is the reason for your, or are you just going to go out and perform renegade acts of insemination neighboring barns and stables? What are you to do?
Well, I'm here how to, like I said, stud my own horse.
Stud your own
I have
horse.
my own horses are in the back.
Now, this is very important. This is very important. Now, in the wintertime, mares are given to reach the period where they can be successfully inseminated when the daylight is at a maximum. So what you're going to have to do, I assume that you've been artificially lighting their stable to kind of get them into heat. Is that the truth, or are you going to have to do that still?
I have actually.
Very good. So they are winking and blinking then. Are they winking and blinking?
They are.
Ladies and gentlemen, or slags and scallywags, winking and blinking is the act of the vagina of the horse, sort of the little tail sort of moving out of the way, and the vagina of the horse just sort of opening and closing in the direction of the stallion, who literally can't help himself. He's got a 3 foot long erection, and he just wants to tear into it. But that's when you know when they're winking and blinking, then it's time to bring the dick. And are we going to be artificially inseminating, or will you be putting them into a pen to do the deed?
Which one do you recommend?
Well, it all depends. You're going to have to jerk off your stallion if you go the artificial insemination route. You're going to have to capture his seed. Basically, that makes you his lover, basically. And how do you feel about zoophilia? Are you okay with zoophilia?
Personally, no. But if other people are, just like keep that thing in private.
Keep it in private. That's one way to look at it. But I would almost prefer to know a zoophiliac if I saw one in public. I would almost want them to present themselves as such, so that I could know to stay the hell away from them, because they are some degenerate, debauched, just straight up, just foul hedonists. Hedonists gone the wrong way. Gone the wrong way into bestiality, and I feel like they should basically wear a sign that says, beware, I am a zoophiliac. But that's okay, sir. It appears you're one of the blue pill types. You like to keep it all copacetic and not rock the boat. And we can understand that as hedonists. We can understand that. Very good. So I would recommend that you let them into the pen to do the deed themselves. The mare is likely to incur some injury. Sometimes the stallion will bite. Sometimes the stallion will just really rough up the mare. So you've got to be prepared to get in there, and grab a hold of the stallion by the balls and show him who's boss. Are you willing to show that stallion who's boss?
I'm willing to show anyone who's boss.
Very good. Don't get kicked in the face while you do it. That should be very hard to do, not getting kicked in the face, because grabbing the horse from that angle... Oh, we've got a donation, ladies and gentlemen.
So I don't have horses, but I do have an emu. Will this episode apply to emus also?
Well, an emu's a bird, Squatch, and last time I checked, birds lay eggs. And eggs are inseminated on their own, so I don't think you have to fabricate any sex act. I think you should know this already. We've got another donation.
On a date with a fit angel called Diva. She's a baddie, and a devious thought is crossing my mind.
Do tell.
She said she'd be a bit dirty, and as I only have an anus, she's gonna eat my ass. At the end of the day, it's worth it as I get to motorboat her.
Hey, Sonny. Sonny had better things to do tonight. He's going to motorboat an angel.
Girl, bro.
And that's fine with us. Big Squatch, Big Squatch, you need to return to grade school, to elementary school, and learn a thing or two about the birds and the bees and mammals and reptiles and all that. You just appear to be a little bit behind the
Uneducated.
rest of the class, but that's to be expected, isn't it, Rio? I mean, we all know Big Squatch.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, that's as clear as the day is
You gotta
long.
give people time to, learn. Not everyone's going to learn at a certain pace.
And some will never learn. Case in point. So
That's a fact.
perhaps you should not go back to school and waste everyone's time, your own time there. Perhaps you should just, well, Squatch, I don't really know. I don't really know how to end this, but land this plane, but suggest some means of, offing yourself, and that's never a good way to go. So I'm just going to say, just carry on and be kind to everyone you run into. So, Rio, if that's all you've got, if you could videotape the whole act for us, we'd love to get a live stream going.
All right, I'll try my best.
Are you planning on doing this tonight? When are you planning on getting this horse all torqued and getting his dick wet? When is that to happen?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. Well, get on with it then, man.
All right, thank you.
It helps to know if your horse. Thank you, Rio. Helps to know if your horse jives out to some R&B or whether he's more of a disco horse. That all depends on the breed. I tend to find that quarter horses tend to like country music. Kenny Rogers specifically. They like a little Hank Williams Sr. But then you get to the thoroughbreds, man. It's a mixed bag. They're listening to Drake. They're listening to DJ Khaled, which is never advisable. And they're listening to, that guy who's singing the Tracy Chapman song for the country music. They're all over the place, these thoroughbreds. Very good. Well, seeing as how there's not a whole lot on the subject of horses tonight to discuss, we might as well delve into a little bit about how they're packing and how impressed we are with some of these horses' packages. So we're going to take a quick break so we can doctor up some video for you all to comment on, and we will be right back after these messages. If I can locate, there we are. And here we are. Back, and apparently unable to play the damn video, man. Unable to play the damn video because we're just not technically with it. Apparently, that's neither here nor there. Oh, switch this webcam and flip that. And so here we go. Looks like we'll need one more moment. We're going to go back to the edging message And if you'll just bear with us for a few more moments, we will be right back with you.
Hey there, Burt Byrd. I brought a hooker off the deep web and we did this unique thing. We shot into each other's assholes. I was wondering if there was an official word for this, as it was quite a pleasurable experience and wanna search for hookers with this.
That begs the question, Llama. When you shat into one another's asshole, I imagine that whoever shat first would also would receive whoever shat first would receive twofold the amount of shit. So basically, one of you would evacuate. This is just off. Llama, if you could give us a call back and explain to us what the hell happened here. You know, whether you evacuated your bowels after being filled up again with shit and twice the amount of shit. Whether you could tell that it was twice the amount of shit is, well, it's just interesting. And we're going to give you a call and try to get to the bottom of this, man, because this begs a lot of questions. Well, folks, Llama is not answering. Shit into one another's butthole. Let's see if that gives us... You must be 18 years old to view this community. And what is pooping into someone else's butthole called? We've got a call, ladies and gentlemen.
Call from
Llama, good evening.
Good evening, Bert. You want to know more?
I'm inquiring. We're hungry for more information, sir. Did you poop first or did she?
Well, because of the great value being in cheese burritos, I actually was holding in a lot of shit, so I did shit first.
You shat first, which meant that after you evacuated your bowels were filled up again with twice the amount of shit. Is that correct?
Well, she's a bit of on the skinnier side. I think she has an eating disorder or something. She can only produce so much shit.
Right. But then when you were filled up with shit again, did you evacuate afterwards, or did you just hoard that? Did you hold on to that and sort of retain that poop?
I'm about to come.
Oh, another big Squatch
OMG,
donation.
You don't have to be such an asshole about it.
What?
It was an honest question, and it seems like you don't realize birds fuck. They fuck just like you and me. Well, not you. Except the penis comes out of the cloaca in males and females only have one
hole. Check out the big brain on Squatch. If we could get a fact checker in the audience among you hedonists, if we could get a fact checker and really look into this, I'd love nothing more than to get to the bottom of this and realize Squatch is just absolutely full of shit. But speaking of being full of shit, sir, did you hold on to this dump? Are you still retaining this poop? And if so, for how long and for what purpose?
Well, because of the biology, the human biology, you can only keep the shit in your rectum. It can't travel up the intestine, so it kind of just sits in your rectum. If you stand up, it'll fall out. It will fall out
because. Well, I mean, are you clenching? If you're clenching, then you can probably retain it for a little bit longer. It's up to you, man. This is your thing, your fetish. Anal retention, but
I'm probably clenching and holding it in, but I just stood up and let it fall out. I mean, it was a Hotel 8. It was a pretty cheap hotel. I don't really care about the hygiene there. We just went there, did it very quickly, and left. And I gave 5 stars.
5 stars. 5 stars. Well, sir, you have it here. We're meanwhile, if there is no word for this, why don't we come up with the Alabama chit chat? I kind of like that. There's a few here. The old Brown Town switcheroo. Tug of Fudge, which is another good one. And
That's a good one.
the reverse bowel movement, which is also fitting because it aptly describes what the act is.
I think Tug of Fudge is a pretty good one, man.
Tug of Fudge. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tug of Fudge. You've got a depositor and a debitor. You've got a transaction taking place. It's very intimate. Bodily things are exchanged and bodily fluids. You might as well equate this to an act of making love in some instances. And that's troubling and problematic, but at the same time, we recognize it and see it for what it is. Severely fucked up. What's that?
This is beautiful.
Or beautiful. It could also be described as beautiful. A beautiful act of getting together and sharing is caring, folks. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. That's a motto we like to live by. Thank you, Lama, for calling us back and illuminating us as to this very transgressive and boundary-stretching act. You are always broadening our horizons, sir, and may you continue to hunt well on the pleasure trail, sir.
Later.
Later. Peace out. Peace out, Lama. Ladies and gentlemen, we are well into the stream. 25 minutes into the stream. And we're going to, we've got no one calling in, basically, to look into Big Squatch's whole sort of theory about birds fucking. So let's ask the internet, do birds have sex? Male birds have no penis, so there is no penetration. Birds mate with what is known as a cloacal kiss. The male mounts from behind, balancing on her back. And she arches her back, moves her tail to one side. He hunches over, and their cloacas touch for just a second. During this brief touch, the male releases sperm, which enters the female. Once insemination has happened, the female may start producing eggs in a couple of days or maybe months. She is capable of holding on to sperm within her body until the conditions are right for nesting. Check out the big brain on Squatch, ladies and gentlemen. Squatch coming in with, let's go, we're going to replay this donation just because it's so awesome that Squatch, for once stood up for himself, proved someone wrong.
You don't have to be such an asshole about it.
Very good,
It was an
Squatch. We're proud of you.
question, and it seems like you don't realize birds fuck. They fuck
We
just
didn't.
like you and me. Well, not you. Except the penis comes out of the cloaca and males and females only have one.
So, folks, we're going to be decreasing our font size on these messages so that it's easier for you to read them. And that will be just a matter of time. We're going to go ahead and save those settings and move along. Move along, folks. We're going to find an interesting video for you to view. And if I might pull up this particular source. And apparently we're just going to have it like so. We're just going to have it like so. And I'm not sure if you can see this, folks, but this horse has a tremendous cock.
Thanks for watching.
A tremendous dick. I mean, this is basically half the horse's leg. Imagine if, now my legs are quite long, ladies and gentlemen. My legs are very long. And, boy, they're really getting into this here, aren't they? V is for voyeur, ladies and gentlemen. V is for voyeur. That's enough of that. We didn't want to get cranked down by YouTube, so we will avoid the actual sex act from the horse. But it's awfully quiet out there. It's awfully quiet. We don't have too much going on. Not a whole lot of viewers. Not a whole lot of folks calling in. And Mr. Bojangles will be probably pleasantly, unpleasantly ticked off that I haven't grown the channel at all. That basically my number of viewers per stream are decreasing, and that's troubling. That's troubling. But you know, we're into to celebrating small victories, and the small victory here is that we still have a few of you paying attention to the stream, and for that reason, we are quite happy. We are quite glad, and we will continue to move forward and do our best to entertain you. We're going to go to a brief message and attempt to get some more content for you here. So if you'll please bear with us, we'll be back in just a moment. And we are back, and we are again tuning in to the act of consummation between these two horses. An act of interracial lovemaking, folks. Isn't it beautiful? We've got vanilla and chocolate coming together, ebony and ivory, to consummate what will be a beautiful union, producing a multicolored little thoroughbred horse that we can all gamble on and basically wish the very best for it, and it will be a Triple Crown winner, and we'll all make millions off of it. Now, this is what is known as he's inspecting the goods first. As devout hedonists, we always need to inspect the goods and get a good eyeful of what it is you're about to penetrate. You know, you never want to. Everyone remembers the Star Wars movie where there's that hole in the desert with the teeth and the spikes and whatnot, and no one ever wanted to sidle up to that in bed. No one ever wanted to sidle up next to that in bed. That would be incredibly. A ginormous surprise to basically
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Yes, we did not understand your name at all.
I was calling up because I saw you talking about horse dick.
Yeah, we are definitely talking about horse dick. Horse cock is the subject of the day.
Oh my God, make my mouth water like a waterfall.
Like a waterfall, indeed, sir. You're salivating, sir.
I'm a woman, by the way. It's not you call me sir. I'll show you these honey buns and this juicy pussy.
Okay, you sound like you're about, are you about 83 years old? How old are you?
Oh man, I love me some horse cock.
You love you some horse cock.
Who has got a call waiting on my phone, you fucking bitch?
That was
Wait,
unkind.
Who is this?
This is Burt Byrd. You're the one that called into here. Why? We did not call you,
I
ma'am.
want the chicken chow mein with AWO.
Okay, well, we are not a Chinese food restaurant, ma'am. We are discussing horse cocks. You called about horse cocks, and now you're changing the subject.
That's right. Hold on, I'll make my mouth water like a slip and slide. Make
Tell us.
my creamy energy juice.
Water sports. Water sports, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yes.
Snail trail out the door.
Ooh, baby. I like where you're going with this. I like where you're going with this. Look, can you tell us what
Are you the man in the box down in the corner?
That would be me. That would be I. Yes, that is me.
Oh man, you got pussy eating lips. You sexy motherfucker.
Whoa. Thank you,
I
ma'am.
bet you got a horse cock, don't you?
I once upon a time I had a horse cock. It was removed. It was removed when they
You
sent
one
me.
of them fucking trannies? Removed.
No, I'm in the afterlife, ma'am. I'm in purgatory. You've called it.
I fucked a dead guy before. I fucked a dead horse before. That don't matter to me. I fuck dead shit all the time. My husband died 5 years ago, still rolling on them bones.
You still rolling on them bones? Well,
Oh man, rolling in the deep. Like snail
Wow.
trail out the door.
what are you just? Is he just still in bed with you? You just have a pile of bones in bed?
Yeah, my pussy got infected, but it's okay.
Wow.
The doctor said that it's like the Black Plague all over it. She trying to figure out in a petri dish what wrong with my creamy innards.
Yeah, that's what is known as decay. That is just decay, and you're probably your genitals are in a state of decay.
Number one, chicken chow mein, can of Coke.
At what age should I teach my horses about the birds and the bees?
At what age should you teach your horses about the birds and the bees? Probably.
You got a robot? You got a robot over there?
Yeah, that's AI. We've got an AI that reads our donations.
Oh.
What was? What are you? Whoa! What was that? I have no idea what that was, but it was very interesting. It was very interesting. We're gonna increase the font size again, folks, because it seemed a little bit small for us to read. Replay this donation. Jason has tipped $5. He says,
At what age should I teach my horses about the birds and the bees?
probably when they're old enough to surf the internet, and when they know their sexual orientation. So you can basically prepare them for whether they're going to be castrated or whether they're going to be put out to stud. It all depends on it all depends on the stallion, man. It all depends on the stallion and the mare. Obviously, you're going to leave all of your mares intact sexually, but you're going to castrate some of your stallions because they just don't have desirable breeding techniques. And an example of this, if we were to do this in the real world, take Squatch, for instance. Squatch would be one of those stallions, you would not want to put out to stud. You would not want to his seed to continue in the gene pool, as that would just throw a whole lot of things off. That would just be like just releasing the genes of a mongoloid into the general population, and just seeing it just sort of take, just an invasive species, ladies and gentlemen. Just something you don't think of. Asian carp in the Mississippi River. The Squatch's sperm, or it's like having Asian carp in the Mississippi River, folks. We don't want our tributaries clogged with his sperm. Therefore, he would be castrated. He would not be selected to mate. Not that he would be successful anyway. He is a one-inch wonder, as we've stated. He's nowhere close to having a horse cock, but these are all this is all part of natural selection, folks. The Darwinian way, evolution, which, if you're out there and you're one of these extremist Christians that doesn't believe in evolution, well, then we feel very sorry for you, and we castigate you over and over again, man, that you are just a dim-witted lightweight. The world is much more than a few thousand years old, goddammit. It's millions, if not billions. We remembered once upon a time. We used to know this when we were educated, but goddammit, that was a long time ago, so don't judge us. Don't judge us, goddammit. I can hear you judging us. I can hear you silently judging me on your computer screens, from your keyboards. So let's tune in and see what's going on. Let's do something we really never want to do, and that's take a look into the chat. Take a look into the live chat, and this is just something that's done if you really want to... Oh, I keep on taking bathroom breaks. Yes, a lot of breaks. Sorry, Llama. My bad. I'm unprepared for the stream. Looks like Squatch had to research this. Looks like Squatch did not know that birds fucked ahead of time, so he definitely had to do some research. And, that is what it is. We've got 5 viewers, ladies and gentlemen. 5 viewers at the moment. Our viewership is waning. With every stream, it seems like the number of hedonists get fewer and fewer. But we happy few, we band of brothers, it's an exclusive club. It's an exclusive religion. And by God, we will not induct just anyone into it. We will not induct just anyone into it. So, as has already been said, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a show to run, and not much more in terms of content for you all. So this is embarrassing. Sonny was in charge of preparing the content for this episode. He clearly skimped on the content, as he had a date to go on. Very, very selfish move on his part, but he is a young hedonist, and we can understand that. Let's hope he's getting on with this angel, Eva. Sonny, if you could let us know what she is the angel of, that would be incredible. Apparently, she's a freak of an angel. She loves to get it on. We've got no complaints, but just wonder what God thinks about the whole thing. Angels fornicating. It has a ring to it. Certainly, it has a ring to it. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you would, give us a call and let us know what's going on in the world out there, and what you think of so on and so forth, etc., etc. Sometimes it's hard for us to get out of bed in the morning, folks. Sometimes it's hard for us to get out of bed. It's very hard to sleep here in Purgatory, what with, Mr. Bojangles constantly roaming around, constantly, sniffing my face, sniffing my breath, sniffing other parts of me. It's very unsettling. But we will look up, and we will continue with horse breeding. We will continue to look into...
I'm about to come.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another donation.
Did you call me dim-witted? I formally challenge you to a debate. DM me and we can talk more.
Okay, Squatch, you will be DM'd. I will DM you and we can talk more. I will debate the hell out of you, man. Another llama has...
How do I fucking stud a horse, Burt Byrd? This horse is giving me the fuck me eyes.
Okay, you're going to need to get a lot of saran wrap, and construct it into some sort of a funnel. That semen is basically like gold. You do not want to lose an ounce of semen. You want to collect all of the semen. You're going to take the horse around the base of his dick and slowly pull forward, and then pull back and pull forward, and pull back and pull forward with the funnel around the tip of the penis in some sort of receptacle on the other end to catch all of the batter, to catch all of the baby batter. Because as we've already stated, this stuff is like, it's priceless beyond measure. It's priceless beyond measure. And listen, I think you can get this horse off. I think you need to take this horse and just really take it to that orgasm. Take this horse and let it orgasm, and just let it just spooge all up into that receptacle, collect all of that batter, and then, approach your mare, and as she's winking and blinking, or they are winking and blinking, you're going to basically stick some sort of a turkey baster into their vaginal canal, and this turkey baster will be filled with the semen of your stallion, your stud, and you will proceed to basically squirt each mare and fill up each mare with the jism of your stud. If that makes sense, Llama, we hope that makes sense. We hope you are able to continue on and, stud your mares, man. Stud your mares. Breed some little colts, and by golly, have them run for the Kentucky Derby, because we need horses to bet on. We like to gamble, folks. We like to gamble a lot, and especially on horses. There's nothing quite like a 65-1 odds winning the Kentucky Derby that just sort of thrills us to death. Once upon a time, I was covering the Westminster Dog Show in London, or Westminster, actually, Westminster Abbey. And I was there to cover the show as this legendary sportscaster I was. And, I placed a side bet on my favorite breed, the Pomeranian, to take best in show. Pomeranian placed 6, and I lost 15,000 pounds. It was not a great day.
Call from
Big Squatch.
to accept, press 1.
So you bring the debate to my show.
Yeah, I will fucking debate you. We can do any fucking intelligence test.
I will debate the hell out of you, man.
I guarantee I will come out on top.
My brain will make your brain look like Play-Doh, man, like just silly putty. Because that's what you're working with.
Who you're messing with right now.
Very good. We'll put it to the folks in the chat. We'll put it to the folks in the chat to come up with a proper debating topic. I asked the chat now to tell us what we should debate on. I'm tuning into the chat.
So I kind of used the wrong word. I'm down for a debate, but I want to just more prove how much smarter I am than you. I want to prove how much of an idiot you are.
I've mistaken
compared to
this
me.
unicorn as a horse. The cum, glittery.
Hold
it
on.
also smells like Trix yogurt. Is this how Trix yogurt is made? Or does it just smell like that?
Bird.
I'll be contacting Trix about this.
Oh, I've mistaken this unicorn as a horse. The cum is glittery. Oh, it also smells like Trix yogurt. Holy shit, folks. Whatever you can, hold on to that jism. That is some don't eat the jism. That jism is for inseminating little unicorns. So you contact Trix about that after you've collected the jism and done with the jism what you need to do. In the chat, ladies and gentlemen, what are we to debate? No one has as yet responded in the chat as to our debate, Squatch. No one really. Everybody already knows who's going to win, probably. Everyone already knows.
To do like any kind of intelligence test, I'm down to do it. So you can find like an IQ test, you can find like fucking geography test or whatever online. We could both do it at the same time. I guarantee you I would have a higher score than you do.
Guarantee me, huh? What you're gonna guarantee me? What do I get my money back, Squatch? What do I? What happens if
I'll give you $100?
You'll give me $100 if equal rights. That's all you've got. That's all you've got for us to debate.
What else do you want? You're in purgatory. You don't have much used for anything else.
Very good, very good. Let's debate. Okay. What do you want to debate, Squatch? Let's leave it up to you, man. You debate. You choose the subject of debate. We'll even stack the deck in your favor and make it. Let's piss off the Chinese viewers. Is Taiwan a country? Okay.
Oh.
Is Taiwan a country?
Oh.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Squatch.
I'm taking the Taiwan is a country side.
Okay, you're going to take Taiwan as the country and pro Taiwan a country. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, so for one, Taiwan is actually the rightful government of China. You see, following the collapse of the Qing Empire, the Republic of China was established. Shortly afterwards, the Republic of China collapsed, resulting in the Chinese Civil War. Of the many factions that would emerge in the Chinese Civil War, these two of them would be the Republic of China, the continuation of the said Republic of Chinese government, and the Communist Chinese. Now, at the time, the Communist Chinese were a very, very small faction. They were nearly eliminated by the Republic of China. After a few years, though, Japan invaded China. All of China had to band together in the Chinese United Front, and that included the Communist Chinese. Sorry, I'm sick right now. China had to band together, including the Communist Chinese. So after the end of World War II, this Chinese Civil War continued. However, using the advantages that the Communist Chinese had gotten throughout the war, they then betrayed the Chinese United Front, and they were able to defeat the Republic of China. The Republic of China then retreated to the only piece of land they had left, that being Taiwan. It would be another 10 or 20 years until the world would finally say that the official government of China was the newly proclaimed People's Republic of China.
Are you finished? Are you finished?
I'm finished with my opening statement, yeah.
Well, our opening statement is that the United States government does not recognize Taiwan as a country, and therefore neither does the Hedonism Hotline.
No, so what makes a country?
Well, what makes a country? A country needs to be some form of government that's not just a puppet government, man. That's not just sort of like...
Taiwan seems pretty independent to me.
Seems like it's propped up by the U.S. and the minute
No, not really. They got pretty good military of their own. They could definitely defend themselves, at least for some time on their own.
Folks, this just seems to me like it's the wrong topic for debate for the Hedonism Hotline. This is awfully boring.
Oh, it's because I'm running circles around you. I actually know the history.
You're making me very sleepy,
you're
actually.
You're so happy to choose one of my favorite subjects in history.
Very sleepy, indeed. I didn't retain a thing of what you said. Just a whole bunch of gibberish about the Republic of China.
That shows how much dumber you are than me.
It shows how much dumber I am than you.
I know I'm sick, so my voice is a little messed up, but everything I said seems like it should have been pretty easy to follow.
God damn it. Well, Burt Byrd took an IQ test as an 8-year-old and scored a 156. And what do you have to say about that, man?
No, you didn't.
He did as well. What do you have to say about that, Squatch?
I don't think they even grade IQ tests for 8-year-olds.
You're probably in the lowly 80s, man. In the lower part of the
136.
80s. 136.
Yes.
That is absolutely just very minuscule in comparison to Burt Byrd's IQ. Burt Byrd laughs at you, as does the rest of the rest of the chat is all laughing at you. Chat, chime in, laugh at Squatch.
Right now.
What?
They're still just suggesting debate topics.
They're still suggesting debate topics. Let's return to the chat.
A couple more.
And is space or the ocean scarier? Okay. How about that one? Is space or the ocean scarier?
The ocean.
The ocean is scarier than space. I will definitely take space, and I will begin. Squatch.
Okay.
When you are in outer space, if you are facing the sun, you are burned alive. If you are not facing the sun, you are freezing to death. Space itself is supposed to smell like burnt meat. And basically, if you're out there in an environment that isn't pressurized, you're going to explode into trillions and zillions of pieces. And if that's not terrifying, Squatch, I don't know what is, man. I don't know what is.
Okay, so my opening statement is, so the space is actually pretty simple. Yes, there might not be there might be essentially no pressure. Yes, it might be hot when you're facing a star and
Burning
facing
alive.
away from it.
Burning
But
alive is
very-
a little bit more than
simple.
hot.
However, if I were to go down to the bottom of the ocean, like say the Marianas Trench, then yes, I would also have to deal with. Well, I'd have to deal with the exact opposite side of the spectrum. I'd have to deal with incredible pressure. Pressure so low, pressure so high that only a few craft have ever been made that can actually reach Challenger Deep. There's extreme cold because of how deep it is. The sun's rays can't penetrate, and the only heat that can be found down there is what little heat can actually make it down there from the sun or from geothermal vents. However, unlike space, sorry, my voice keeps on cracking. When you in space, there is no life forms that you have to worry about. However, in the ocean, you have all these strange life forms that you have to worry about, like anglerfish, giant squid, colossal squid. Some people say the megalodon still is all bullshit, but there's all these creatures, and also there's creatures that we don't even know about that exist.
You're telling me there's no creatures in
space. We know more about the moon
space.
than we do about the Marianas Trench.
You're telling me there are no creatures in outer space.
Yes,
That
at
we
least
know of.
not in,
That we
at
know
least
of.
that aren't off a planet.
And somehow it's scarier if you're in the ocean. What if you're in like a tide pool, man? What if you're just on a sandbar? Is that terrifying to you? Is that terrifying to you? As terrifying as being burned alive and freezing alive at the same time? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think you are definitely wrong.
Where does space begin for you? Where does space begin?
Where does space begin? Space begins outside of the atmosphere.
Where does the atmosphere end?
Where does the atmosphere end?
Yes.
The atmosphere ends where probably outside of the ozone layer, man.
Yes, it does end beyond the ozone layer. The ozone layer is a layer of the atmosphere, but where specifically does the atmosphere end?
I don't know. You tell me. You seem to know the answer. Where does the atmosphere end, Squatch?
Okay, so, all right. So the atmosphere ends at nowhere. There is no end to the atmosphere. It's simply the closest thing that you can call the true end of the atmosphere is the end of Earth's sphere of influence. However, that tends to blend nearly perfectly into the sun's sphere of influence. So technically, it's an atmosphere that just it's two atmospheres that blend together. Now, so if your definition is the atmosphere ends at the end of Earth's atmosphere, then you're saying that, again, the edge of Earth's atmosphere, according to this, is the edge of Earth's sphere of influence. That means the moon is not space. That means the International Space Station is not space. That means that humans have never technically left Earth's atmosphere, but that's the definition you're using.
You're just a sophist, man. I do not appreciate you putting words into my mouth, Squatch. That is not what I said.
What words did I put into your mouth? I was extrapolating out from what you said.
You were basically saying that I had declared where the atmosphere ended, but I hadn't. I had merely questioned you.
Because you were refusing to.
I had merely questioned you because I wanted to see what your answer would be before I answered.
Okay. So where does the atmosphere end?
It's not really interesting to me anymore, Squatch. Doesn't really pique my interest. See, I get bored very easily. See, my IQ is so high, I get very bored very easily. And as a result, for this reason, I'm sorry, but your arguments are failing to compel me. I don't think you've proved a thing. I think you owe me $100, and I'm going to crank you down, Squatch. I'm going to crank you down. The nerve, the insolence of this young man to call up and lecture Burt Byrd on where the atmosphere begins and ends. That's laughable. That's laughable, folks. And for him to say that the ocean is scarier than outer space, well, he's clearly never had a surf and turf, folks. He's clearly never had a surf and turf because By God, that's just delicious. That's just delicious. Chilean sea bass, the Patagonian toothfish, with its buttery flesh that just melts in your mouth. That's also delicious, sir. And the fact that that comes from the ocean, well, I would just be swimming through the ocean with my mouth open, just ready to ingest whatever it was that would swim into my mouth, because the ocean is filled with tasty, tasty things. Outer space, not so much. So I will not check the chat, as I'm to assume that everyone has congratulated me for my academic, litigious prowess in beating back the insolent Squatch and showing him a thing or two. Squatch. So let that be a lesson to you, Squatch. Let that be a lesson to you, sir. Next time you want to arm wrestle with the frontal lobe, and maybe you should try to contact Bryce Beans or one of the other chromosomally challenged hedonists on here, because you might find that you have better luck, sir. You might find you have better luck than to question the all-knowing Burt, to argue against the all-knowing Burt, who, after all, is in the afterlife, so he knows a thing or two about the meaning of life, about the beginning and the ending of all things, and goddamn you for thinking that you knew more.
Call from.
Big Squatch, pick up the phone, bitch.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Needed to keep you in suspense a moment there, Squatch. What do you have for us?
Well, so this is a side note. I'd like to point out that when we were debating, the viewers went up to 9, and as soon as you hung up on me, they started going downhill again.
They started to go down
for
again.
Your show to keep me on here.
Okay, so let's keep you on here. Let's keep you on here because folks, they love to hear Squatch. Oh, look, W Burt Byrd. Okay, we'll move to the next topic, sir. Chunky or creamy peanut butter, which is superior? You're on the you are moving white. You are white. Move first, sir.
Wait, what? Some white?
Creamy, or it's a game of chess, man. It's a game of chess.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's figurative. Symbolic.
So creamy. I love creamy peanut butter.
Tell me why
creamy
it's superior.
Well, for one, it's not called peanut. I don't know. Like, I don't even think there's a word for it. It's not called peanut whatever. It's called peanut butter. When I say butter, you don't think of something with chunks hanging in it. You think of something nice and smooth that you can spread onto something. You don't have to bite through this nice, soft butter or butter-like material and then hit something crunchy. There is nothing worse than chewing something nice and smooth and then suddenly hitting something crunchy. That makes me physically recoil when something like that happens.
Mm-hmm. I don't agree with you at all.
Creamy peanut butter is a single, nice, smooth texture all the way through with no unexpected surprises.
You're just objectively wrong here, folks, Squatch. Ladies and gentlemen, I will take the pro crunchy. And I would always argue that, how do we feel about asses and titties? I will move to explore a subject everyone knows, folks. Push-up bras on a pair of titties. Well, it basically makes believe, it pretends to be something that it's not, and the viewer on the street, the passerby, cannot tell if said titties are actually as perky as they are, if they're as voluminous or voluptuous as they are, if they're as buoyant as they are, because basically the push-up bra is lying to them. In the same way, an ass doesn't lie, folks. An ass doesn't lie, and crunchy peanut butter does not lie. Creamy peanut butter. It pretends to be something that it's not. It pretends to be something other than peanuts, based on something other than peanuts, where crunchy peanut butter stays true to its essential elementary self, folks. The thing, it appears to be what it is. It doesn't pretend to be something else. It's an ass, goddammit. It's an ass that doesn't lie to you. And creamy peanut butter is just a set of titties with a push-up bra and trying to behave as if it's something it's not. And also, I would argue that the juxtaposition of creamy and crunchy makes for a little bit of it adds to the variety and the spice of life, and therefore is a pleasing thing. And I'm sure that all the viewers in the chat would agree that this is a W for Burt Byrd.
No, so you see,
QED, as we say in geometry,
Pe-
quod erat
creamy peanut
demonstratum.
butter is not pretending to be something that it's not. It is in the title. Peanut butter is not. It's like, using your example, it's like walking around with a push-up bra, but then having a T-shirt on that says, "I'm wearing a push-up bra." It's not trying to hide it. It's simply another form, and it's being very obvious about what it is. Nobody thinks creamy peanut butter is not peanut butter.
I've never known a peanut butter to wear a T-shirt, Squatch. That just makes no sense. That's just absolute
And I've never
tomfoolery.
known jar peanut butter to have titties.
No, that was a figurative. That was a figurative, symbolic.
Yeah. So was the T-shirt.
No, I
It
just
seems
don't
like
think you
you're not
intended it.
picking up on,
I just don't think you're. I don't think
that.
you're intellectually possible of making such a comparison, Squatch, and therefore.
Yeah, because my comparison just went completely underneath your radar.
Well, it failed. It failed to check any boxes for us. It failed to check any boxes. In the same way that you failed to check any of the boxes that we desire for membership to our club, Squatch.
Oh my God!
It fails to
No,
just
I don't
as
even
you
want to
failed.
join your club anymore.
Well, that's a shame, man, because we have a lot of fun here.
I'm starting the humanism hotline.
The humanism.
Yes.
Fair enough. You and Erasmus can go start the humanism hotline and have a great time with that. None of us will tune in. None of us will pay any attention at all to what you have to do, because we'll just all be glad that you are no longer interfering with the important business at
Look,
hand that we have.
everybody, this guy he's just sitting here talking about ass and titties. Ass and titties aren't going to save you. We're going to be talking about the actual deep down truth to the universe. You're going to be out there answering the hard questions. We're going to be helping you find the meaning of your life. Okay, we are here for you. Hedonism is all about ass and titties. Humanism is all about helping humans be all that they can be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't mean we don't have ass and titties. We do. Hey, maybe the purpose of your life is to grab all the ass and titties.
You can't take the ass and titties. You cannot take the ass and titties when you please, man. You've already basically said no ass and titties, so you can't have them. Who do you think you are, man?
Said that.
Who do you think
What
you
part
are?
of intellectual pursuit says that you can't have ass and titties?
You've already restricted the ass and titties from your conversation, so how dare you bring them back in?
What? When did I do that?
You said this man is talking about ass and titties. You already relegated it as out of bounds, said you had more important things to talk about.
That's all you're talking about.
This is absolute tomfoolery, ladies and gentlemen. Squatch,
You're talking about horses fucking right now.
Absolutely. Is there anything else of more importance to speak of? I invite you.
I don't know. I mean, if we're talking about
creamy peanut butter?
Health,
Do you wish to speak about creamy peanut butter?
Maybe you should have a circumcision episode.
You were talking about
what damage circumcision actually does to males.
Sir, you basically question me about your emo. You are trying to breed your emo, and you're watching a live stream on studying horses in order to do so.
Not emo.
Whatever
emo
it is.
A person.
Whatever. It's probably got emotions as well. It's an emu, and you are attempting to mate your emu.
Oh my God.
This is just not working.
Yes,
We're going to
I
crank you. I'm so sorry, Squatch, but we're going to have to crank you down.
Oh, I'm going to crank you so hard, bitch.
You crank me down. I'll crank you first, man. I will crank you first. And you'll never see it coming, Squatch. You will never see it coming because you lack foresight and you lack basically a well-developed frontal lobe. You have what is known as Neanderthalis. You are one of those, you are not Homo sapien, you are Homo neanderthalis. You are a Neanderthal. That's why you have that sort of sagittal crest on top. You know, your forehead is sort of a sagittal crest. It's really unfortunate, unpleasant, a very ugly little physical attribute of yours. But, it's really your mental faculties that concern us the most. It's your mental faculties that concern us the most, and you're gallivanting, you're pretending that you know more than the founder of such an amazing thing as the Hedonism Hotline. How dare you? How dare you masquerade as some sort of brain, man? How dare you? And folks, I just, if there's anything that this compels me to do, it just compels Burt Byrd to end the stream early. To end the stream 52 minutes early, which would be a great travesty. Would be a great travesty. Apparently, no one wants to talk about studying horses. No one wants to talk about studying horses, and that's all that we want to talk about. Let's see here. Well, folks, we will go to a quick break, and we will be right back with more content. Actually, we're going to take a minute, and we're going to go to commercial for just a moment.
Anda, ¿cómo están, güeyes? Les presentamos lo más chingón del refresco Squirt. Y no mames, si quieres una chispa de sabor que te haga decir no manches, Squirt es la opción, carnal, refrescante, sabroso y puro estilo chilango. A darle con todo, compitas, Squirt, más chingón que tu tía en la cocina. Dale, güey.
Ladies and gentlemen, más chingón que tu tía en la cocina. You heard it here first. Mexican Squirt. Good for what ails you. Good for increasing your ejaculate, the weight of your ejaculate and the amount of ejaculate that you ejaculate. Good for getting your member hard, and good for blood flow and circulation. Good for the memory. Good for elongating life. Good for growing your hair back if you're bald. Good for stopping hair growth in places where you don't want it. Good for lucid dreaming. Good for dunking basketballs. Good for dunking donuts. Good for wet dreaming. Good for off-roading. Good for rim jobbing. Good for jelking, masturbating, flogging the geese, feeding the geese, flogging the bishop. Good for what ails you in general. Mexican Squirt. Más chingón que tu tía en la cocina. Compitas. Dale, way. Dale. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are drawing to a close, and the activity is sorely lacking, we don't have a whole lot of things going on. Not much to talk about here, except for horsecocks and collecting the jism of studs. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about horse racing, because if we are not degenerates, what would we be? It's an equestrian performance sport, folks, and apparently there was the Malibu Stakes, that the Santa Anita Malibu Stakes that were opened yesterday, and that's neither here nor there. We're here for the long haul. We're here for that 65 to 1 winner. That's 65 to 1 winner, folks. No, folks, we will not discuss horse racing, as we cannot gamble right now at the moment. The donations being too scanty to gamble with. We'll save that for our gambling stream, where we bet the house, bet the car, bet the Rolex, and we place live wagers on stream based on your donations and based on your suggestions as well. We bet on what it is you tell us to bet on, and that is in an upcoming stream before too long. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, happy hunting on the pleasure trail. We regret to announce that we are ending the stream a touch early tonight. Next time, if Sonny is out there watching this, next time possibly you could set us up for success and, include some content that actually allows us to go on for the requisite 2 hours, because goddamn it, these people aren't paying for nothing. They're not paying for an hour and 13 minutes of content, by God. God damn it. So if you want to keep your job, show up next time, and save the hunting, the coos hunting for after hours, man. We've got a stream to run, and frankly, it's not going to run itself, Sonny. Absentee techism is not a thing. Absenteeist techies are not a thing. They basically end up without a job. Anyway, folks, we invite you to go get you some this week. We return Saturday evening with another stream worthy of your attention, worthier than this one, in fact. And we invite you in the interim to have happy hunting on the pleasure trail. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we will bid you adieu and send you on your way. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, and go get you some. Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, a quick note on horsecocks out in the world. Human beings that possess extremely long wangs. This is no blessing, ladies and gentlemen. This is no blessing. If you are one of these unfortunate individuals, you most likely have to tie it in socks and basically walk around with it strapped to your leg. And it's not a good look. It's not a good look. You basically probably, it's a curse, ladies and gentlemen. It's a curse. And the longest penis in the world is 48 centimeters and 900 grams of weight. That is a very long penis. It surpasses the 35 centimeters of actor Jonah Falcon, who had the largest penis in the world according to the Guinness Book of World Record. In any case, I mean, this is an extremely large dong. This is an extremely large dong, and it makes you suffer from frequent urinary infections. You can't sleep on your stomach, and to be comfortable, you have to tie your penis almost a meter and a kilo to your leg. Wow. Thanks to a CT scan, it was determined that his penis really measures 18 centimeters and the rest is just foreskin and inflamed skin. I ask you folks, what a job it would be to circumcise that dick. That would be, I mean, the amount of under eye cream that you could produce from a single, from the foreskin of such an individual would, I mean, entire countries would see their crow's feet disappear. Entire countries would see their crow's feet disappear. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we felt very badly about ending our show show prematurely. This is not usually something we're prone to do, and therefore we wanted to come back and give you a brief message about extremely long wangs and our empathy for those hedonists who were born with extremely long wangs that are just counterproductive to doing what it is they were born to do. It's just ironic, folks. It's just ironic. It's a tragic flaw. It's a tragic flaw to have a horsecock. It is a tragic flaw. Therefore, that is all we have on this episode's subject. Once again, we invite you to go get you some as we bid you adieu. we've got another phone call, and we'll go ahead and get it.
Call from.
Abigail.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
You black-eyed minx. What is it you want to call us for? What do you have to say? God damn it!
I'm just curious if you're still tickling Cletus's butthole. I ain't seen him in a couple of days.
I am not. I'm doing no such thing to Cletus. Mr. Bojangles is the one with ambitions for Cletus's butthole. I pretended to have no such ambitions. Cletus's butthole is his own property, and I respect it. I respect it. I would
You
not.
look like you
I would
respect a
not
lot of
tickle it
buttholes.
without consent. What was that?
Look like you respect a lot of buttholes.
I do respect. I respect many buttholes. I've never
And tickle them
disrespected a butthole.
vigorously, I bet, don't you?
The only butthole I've ever disrespected was my own when I had a little bit too much surf and turf, and that was unfortunate for everyone involved. My star particularly. It was rubbed
With
raw.
too much surf and turf? With too much surf and turf? Okay, did the cow go up your ass, or was it the lobster?
Nothing went up my ass. Everything came out of my ass. It's just how much came out of my ass was unfortunate. But I was engaged in no ass play with any creature of the sea or the land.
Well, I'd really like to know where the hell he is.
Where Cletus
I don't
is.
suppose you know. You're like his new best friend now.
You know, I would guess that you probably murdered him, and that this is your attempt to construct an alibi. In which case,
Oh no, I murdered my whore sister that he knocked up, and that nasty little goblin that he implanted in there.
the red bone.
But no, I'm looking
Oh.
for him. So you want to point me in his general direction?
Well, he's probably in Alabama. I can't imagine he's left Alabama, as he would require some sort of special visa, I think, to cross the state lines. But I've got no idea where he is. I could ask Mr. Bojangles. Could give Mr. Bojangles a call.
Who the fuck is Bojangles?
Bojangles is our producer, goddammit, and you will respect him. You will respect Mr. Bojangles, and never ever use his name with such profanity included in the same sentence. That is just straight up disrespectful.
Or what? Or what? You gonna bend me over and spank me?
I would probably just crank you down. I would crank you down. Do you want to be cranked?
Depends on how big the crank is.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't quite know how to respond to that, but you do sound like a freak. And by golly, if I wouldn't love to meet up with you in some fantasy in my past, well, I would be probably very sorry to do so, because you would probably beat me with a skillet, because you are just a black soul. You are a dark abyss. There is no humanity to you. You are just a vacuous, empty place, and where your heart should be is just the darkness, an abyss, a cavern. And for God's sakes, hopefully Cletus is made his way to some brighter patch of grass that's greener, and where he won't get beat about the head and concussed all the time, and you know, where someone won't be fishing around for his Johnson to break into his phone and read his text messages, because frankly that is very uncool. That is very untrusting, and just not what you expect from a partner. And therefore we wish Cletus to have a better relationship in the future, and that even if it is with Mr. Bojangles and he is getting dicked down on the regular by this demon, that it will be a mutually beneficial relationship. That his butt clit will be targeted and basically stimulated at random, and that it will please him. What do you have to say for that?
Well, that definitely sounds interesting, but since you're talking to me like my daddy, are you looking to clap my cheeks too?
That depends on if you ever make it to purgatory. I would definitely make those cheeks clap. But as a friend to Cletus, I don't know that I could really dick you down without some sort of feelings of guilt. Because, after all, Cletus...
You're afraid my vagina teeth might snap it off, aren't you?
No, it's just that, listen, man, Cletus's dick is legendary. Cletus's dick, he does push-ups with his dick. And I know that you had said that was all a lie, but frankly, we don't believe you. We think you are filled with lies. That you everything that if your lips are moving, you're lying.
My lips do more than just move.
We imagine they do. We imagine they do, and we'll choose to never find out for certain, because that would just place us in a very vulnerable position to be concussed.
Something tells me your balls taste like beef jerky. I'm curious.
Beef?
Do they taste like beef jerky?
I've never sampled my balls. I've never sampled my balls.
Well, I might come down there and give it a shot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We've got a welcome mat. We'll leave out the welcome mat for you, and then there's, you know, Sonny's got a butthole. If you ever care to plop on a strap on and you know, give him the what have you, and we would definitely approve of that. He needs a little bit of discipline, that Sonny.
Well, I don't know. Last time I put on my strap-on, Cletus got really scared. I think it's a bit too big for him. Think Mr. Bojangles can take it? It's a good 20-incher.
It's a good 20-incher. Well, I think Sonny can probably take 20 inches. Bojangles is packing heavily, and besides that, his balls are steel, and there are platinum spikes along his dick along the sides. So there's definitely a lot of ripping and tearing that goes into every sex act. I would imagine Sonny can probably take it. If there are no teeth on this strap-on, it's better then. He will thank his lucky stars that there are no teeth on that strap-on. And
no, not on the strap-on. That's what my pussy's for.
Your pussy would have teeth, wouldn't it?
Yep.
That is terrifying. That is terrifying. We're going to crank this nightmare down. Cranking this nightmare down because, frankly, that was incredibly unsettling. We spoke earlier of the Star Wars film that forever impressioned us and compelled us to think of certain vaginal orifices in a very terrifying light. And Abigail has just proved that these are, in fact, a thing. That there are, in fact, vaginas out there to not to be reckoned with. Not to be reckoned with at all. Unless you care to withdraw a very tattered, wounded, bloody appendage. That is no organ donation we will make willingly. Would we to already have the requisite parts, which we don't, and therefore, as everyone knows, no organ donations will be made until we are, hopefully someday, returned to our rightful place on the planet Earth with cock and balls intact and anus working effectively, and all of this shit and piss having evacuated our temple. It's been a long, long, long year, ladies and gentlemen. A long year in purgatory. And who knows for how much longer it will last. That being said, go get you some on the pleasure trail. Happy hunting. And join us this Saturday where we bet the house, bet the car, bet the Rolex, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we will go to our end slide.